it out of my hand, and it looks like she has like a mouthful of oatmeal. She's just like this. Like immediately. Like she's just like this.
What was she eating?
Lobster ravioli.
No.
I was like, and I was like, and I just like run off. And I go to my manager and I'm like, this bitch just threw up. And she's like, what? I was like, she just threw up in one of our trash cans. She's like, why? And I was like, I don't know. And like, I'm just ranting about her. And then one of my coworkers comes over and he's like, dude, that girl is throwing up in that can. I was like, yeah, I know. And he's like, yeah, it stinks. And I was like, well, what the hell? So, like, Tara's like, well, you can't leave it there. And I was like, I'm not touching it. There's no way I'm fucking touching that bucket.
Right.
And she's like, well, do something. And I was like, okay. So I get one of those to-go bags. And I bring it over with the check. And I'm like, here's your bill. Can I have the bucket? She's like, oh, I might need it still. We're going to want dessert. I was like, what the fuck? And,
shit.
And I was like, what? And she's like, don't worry. I do this all the time at home. And I was like, so I walk away. I'm like, this is fucked up.
I hope
like,
they
I'm
tipped
just
you.
ranting
Is
at
the
both
man
of you.
still eating his food? What's the guy doing?
He's probably
Yeah,
beating
he
off
was.
under the table.
He was still eating?
He was eating. He made like eye contact with her the whole time. She was, it was fucking weird.
That's true love.
And so like, I'm
Is he like, are you okay rubbing her back?
no,
or anything?
like apparently this is like a normal everyday occurrence for them. I don't know.
That's what they do.
So like, I'm like in the bag. I'm like, there's no fucking way. This is gross. I'm like, and the manager's like, I'm not going over there. If I go over there, I'm gonna throw up myself. And so like,
What are tables around them doing?
they were in that little private tiny booth at the very front.
That's good.
Like when you walk in, it's all the way to your right against the wall under that mirror.
I don't know.
Well, there's a side wall like where the waiting section is in front of it, so
So
nobody
no other
can really
tables can
see it.
see.
And so like I'm like, this is gross. And Tira's like, you have to get it out of there because it's unsanitary. So I'm like, I have to get that. And she's like, puts it on the booth right next to her. And she's like, I'm gonna keep it. I
Wow.
was like, well, what dessert do you want? They were like, can we get 2 cheesecakes? I was like, yes.
Wow.
So I leave. I come back with cheesecakes. They eat them. I hid away from that. I have no idea how many more times she threw up. I mean, like, I know for a fact she threw up at least once. I hid from the table the whole time.
So at the end, what happened with the bucket?
And so, like, at the end, she's like, here, and I was like holding the paper bag by the handles. I'm like, just put it in here. She puts it in there. I go and knock on the manager door. I'm like, what the fuck do you want me to do with this? She's like, just throw the whole thing away. So I throw it in the thing, and it slops out onto the trash dumpster. I started dry heaving back there. I was this close from vomiting. Like, my eyes were all red. Like, my nose was running when I walked back in. And they were like, did you throw up? And I was like, this close. This fucking close. And
I would have quit on the spot.
It
I
was,
would have quit on the spot.
it was $60 and they left me 12. It
I
was
would have
so,
quit on the spot.
It was so gross.
Wow.
Like, it looked like she just, like, had a mouthful of oatmeal, and she was just like, ah.
Dude, maybe they were just punking you. Maybe they
I
went...
think so. Like, I was like, I think they're like, this is some kind of fucking candid camera shit.
Yeah.
Because, like, the entire time after the vomit, before the dessert got there, they maintained steady eye contact with me, no matter where I went in the restaurant. Anytime I looked over, they were both staring at me. I was like, are they waiting for me to freak out? Are they waiting for me to giggle at them with other coworkers? Like, they were just staring at me. Like, I was like, they might be, like, screwing with me or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Feel like a jackass.
Maybe, you know, that's kind of the beauty of being old. Because you can just do that kind of shit.
Oh, I can't wait to get old.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to vomit everywhere I go when I'm old.
I'm so close to vomiting. You have no idea. When it slopped out, I started dry heaving. It was so gross. And now we're -1 check bucket. Like the little garbage cans.
Oh.
I just threw it away. I was like, she was like, you can either wash it or throw it away. And I was like,
Yeah.
Fuck
that. Wow.
it was disgusting.
Like the ones that we have at Barry's next to the thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Only ours are like this
Bigger.
big around and this tall.
Jesus.
Just threw it away. I was like, there's no way.
That's crazy, Tom. Well, are you?
And I haven't eaten anything today, so I'm on like. It might have been because I was that close to throwing up because all I've had today was like a bottle of water and Excedrin.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Were you super hungover today? Because you were pounding those margaritas last night.
They were delicious. I spent like $40-something on margaritas. And they were 60 each.
How many did you have?
A lot. I spent $60 last night. And it was like 20 on food and like 40 on margaritas. It's the first thing I've had to eat today. It's so good.
Well, are you familiar with the Monty Python sketch?
I watched that.
Yeah.
That was so funny. I just watched it.
Yeah, that's like a 6-minute sketch. That was just a little excerpt from it, but yeah, that's what the first thing I thought of when you posted that.
We gotta head out. Make like a baby and head out.
Exactly.